Hello, Kidlit Reading Club friends. I have missed you so much. Can you believe that another Christmas has come around again? It's been very busy here at the North Pole, and I hear it's been very busy at the Semiahmoo shopping center. They have been getting ready for Santa's arrival this Saturday. That's right, Santa is arriving at the Semiahmoo shopping center this Saturday, November 20th. In honor of Santa's arrival, why don't we sing a Christmas song together? You better not shout, you better not cry, you better not pout, I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming to town. He's making a list, he's checking it twice, gonna find out who's naughty and nice. Santa Claus is coming to town. He sees you when you're sleeping, he knows when you're awake. He knows if you've been bad or good, so be good for goodness sake. You better watch out, you better not cry, you better not pout, I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming to town. He's making a list, he's checking it twice, gonna find out who's naughty and nice. Santa Claus is coming to town. He's making a list, he's checking it twice, gonna find out who's naughty and nice. Santa Claus is coming to town. He sees you when you're sleeping, he knows when you're awake. He knows if you've been bad or good, so be good for goodness sake. Oh, you better watch out, you better not cry, you better not pout, I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming to town. Santa Claus is coming to town. Are you going to visit Santa this year? Remind your parents to go online to shopsemiahmoo.com and make an appointment to visit Santa. Every child who visits Santa before December 3rd will receive a Christmas gift. Are you ready to snuggle in for a Christmas story? Well, I have a lovely story called The Wishing Tree. And this one is written by Mika Hashimoto and illustrated by Zindi Yan. I hope you like this story as much as I do. One frosty winter's night, a boy named Theo gazed out his window. He was searching for twinkling lights or merry carolers, anything to remind him that Christmas was only 3 days away. But below him it was dark and quiet. There was no sign of Christmas, not even a single holly. Theo looked at his letter to Santa. Thinking, he crumpled up the letter, took out a fresh sheet of paper, and sat down. Instead of a list of toys, Theo wrote down just one wish. Theo signed the letter, climbed into bed, and drifted off to sleep. While he dreamed, the clock struck midnight. A gust of wind blew through the room and swept his letter out the window. Borne by a wild winter wind, the letter tumbled through the air, across frozen seas and stormy deserts, over the tops of ice-blue mountains, until it landed on a doorstep in the North Pole. The next morning, Theo woke to a world covered in snow. He put on his coat, jumped into his boots, and rushed outside. After he found his red wooden sled, Theo set off into the woods, excited to play in the fresh snow. Swoosh! He sledded down the hill. Before he knew it, Theo came to a stop in front of a great pine tree. Its branches stretched up into the sky with needles so bright they seemed to glow. Property of the North Pole was carved in its trunk. A playful breeze rustled through the tree and a letter floated down. "Bring joy," Theo read. He peered around the thick tree trunk, certain the letter had come from someone nearby, but no one was there. Theo shrugged, tucked the letter in his pocket, and headed home for hot cocoa. At home, he helped his parents and Grandma decorate the fireplace, their little Christmas tradition, and then he had an idea. Theo ran and dug up a great big box filled with golden lights and shiny ornaments. He loaded it onto his sled. "Be right back, Mom," Theo shouted as he rushed out. As Theo strolled through the neighborhood, he draped Christmas lights from the trees and hung ornaments from the bushes. Night fell and the streets came to life. And for the first time in a long while, people slowed down to see how pretty their town could be. The next day, Theo somehow found himself by the great pine tree again. Miraculously, as with the first, a letter drifted down. "Find harmony," it read. This time, Theo knew just what to do. That evening, Theo walked to his neighbor's house and knocked. When the door opened, he began to sing, quietly at first. "Deck the halls with boughs of holly, fa la 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 la." His neighbor paused. Then she joined in. At the next house, they sang together, "Jingle Bells." And then it was winter wonderland. By the time Theo got to the last house, all of his neighbors had come together in song. Their voices rose, rich and full of joy. The next morning, it was finally Christmas. His grandma made her famous Christmas breakfast. Theo couldn't wait to open his presents. Just as he was about to peek inside his stocking, his parents told him they had to go to work. They promised to be back in time for dinner. Suddenly, Theo's Christmas lights seemed to dim. His grandma knew it wasn't the lights, the singing, or even the gifts that made Christmas special. It was really about spending it with the people you love. So she got an idea. Theo had already brightened the town so much, maybe there was a way for the town to thank him. She picked up her phone and invited the townsfolk over for Christmas dinner. The news of the invitation spread quickly. Everyone was excited to come together and help bring the Christmas cheer back to Theo. That night, neighbor after neighbor bustled into Theo's house, carrying platters filled with delicious food. Theo couldn't believe his eyes, and neither could his parents. The whole town was there. After a hearty feast with jolly good company, Theo's mom asked Grandma and Theo, "Where did you get your ideas from?" "From Theo," his grandma said. "Follow me," Theo said with a grin. Theo led the town to the great pine tree. As people gathered around, the glowing tree filled the dark woods with soft, magical light. A small piece of paper drifted into Theo's hands. "This is the letter I wrote to Santa," he cried. He read it out loud to everyone. "Dear Santa, please show how special Christmas can really be." Thanks to Theo and the wishing tree, his Christmas wish came true. Everyone could see the magic of Christmas everywhere. The townsfolk began to put their own Christmas wishes on the wishing tree. Theo couldn't wait until next year when he could continue this new holiday tradition of hanging this Christmas wish on the wishing tree with his family. The end. Santa has been receiving so many letters here at the North Pole, and I like to read them too. Have you written your letter to Santa yet, telling him all your Christmas wishes? You could stop by the customer service desk and get a letter to fill out for Santa, and you could drop it in a Canada Post mailbox or in Santa's special mailbox when you come to visit him. I've had so much fun with you today, and I'll be back soon with another video message from the North Pole. Bye for now.